GamingBolt presents 15 most annoying enemies in the entire Dark Souls series that bugged you non-stop. The Dark Souls series is famous for its difficulty, with the words tough but fair echoing throughout most forums. While the boss battles can be incredibly punishing, there are some enemies in the series who are annoying and will bug you almost non-stop, even if it's only one area of the game. Let's take a look at 15 of those enemies now. Bonewheel Skeleton, Dark Souls. From Software nerfing enemies for being too unfair is nothing new, but this was the early days for the franchise. To be fair, the Bonewheel Skeleton is just terrifying. Trying to fight one is tough enough, since they could effectively one-shot you, but trying to avoid multiple Bonewheels at once was probably the quickest route to rage quitting. Mimic, Dark Souls series. Unexpected and frighteningly powerful, the Mimic disguises itself as a treasure chest and will devour you if it's opened. If you're in the initial stages of a game like, say, Dark Souls 2, this could mean instant death. Not only that, but mimics are very strong as well, nearly one-shotting you with kicks and taking a fair beating before going down. Needless to say, you'll be a lot more wary of chests after that. Anor Londo Archers, Dark Souls. Facing a Great Bow Silver Knight can be incredibly frustrating, what with their Dragon Slayer arrows that cause enormous knockbacks. The archers in Anor Londo were a whole different breed of irritating though. Not only could you be knocked off the ledge by blocking their arrows, but it's tough to close in on one while the other blindsides you. There are definitely strategies to overcome them, but these archers put a whole new spin on frustrating. Blowdart Sniper, Dark Souls. True to its name, Blighttown is full of all manner of poisonous things. The Blowdart Snipers are a good example. They're darts capable of instantly poisoning you. Having high toxin resistance helps, and thankfully they don't respawn. But if you're not carrying any blooming purple moss, or let your guard down for an instant, the Blowdart Snipers will stack poison for days. Giant Mosquitoes, Dark Souls. You'd think the mosquitoes in Blighttown would be, well, puny, but you'd be wrong. These are giant mosquitoes capable of inflicting poison with their bloodshots. Their melee attacks are truly devastating and cause huge amounts of damage on top of inflicting poison. The fact that they can generate mosquitoes also doesn't help. Basically, this was one point in the game where keeping a ranged weapon or spell proved invaluable. Royal Swordsmen, Dark Souls 2. Found in Lost Bastille, the Royal Swordsmen are a wake-up call enemy of sorts, inflicting large amounts of damage and traveling in packs. The Royal Swordsmen are as troublesome up close with melee weapons as they are at range, thanks to crossbows. Again, they're not unbeatable, but considering how early they appear, the Royal Swordsmen are certainly annoying. Skeleton Beast, Dark Souls. What is it with Dark Souls and all of the OP skeletons? Skeleton Beasts are another great example. Imagine a dog-like skeleton that can destroy you even when blocking due to flurry attacks. All of that stamina and health like ashes in the wind before the mighty skeleton beast. Now imagine traveling through the Tomb of Giants and being knocked off the ledge thanks to these beasts. Despite their health, skeleton beasts are not to be underestimated. Mushroom Parent, Dark Souls. The Mushroom Parent looks innocent and kind of dopey, but has a ton of health. Its hits can drain your stamina while you're blocking, and the amount of damage it can deal is also annoying. Did we mention it has a ton of health? You'll be slicing away for a while, and it doesn't help that each slash will bring them closer to you. Caution and some spells will win the day though. Royal Sentinel, Dark Souls. The Sentinels in Dark Souls are tough enough to deal with, so why not up the challenge with the Royal Sentinels? Boasting 100% damage reduction with their shields, the Royal Sentinels have a number of attacks to knock you down. They can heal themselves, sweep across the ground, and generally make battles feel like wars of attrition. At least there are only two, that two in Anor Londo, and killing Guinevere will cause them to stop respawning. Jailers, Dark Souls 3. What's worse than an enemy that can actually decrease your overall max health? One that can destroy whatever remaining vitality you have with a brand. The jailers in Dark Souls 3 are all kinds of annoying since they can effectively destroy your health bar without even landing a hit. All it takes after that is one single swipe and you're done. Thankfully, the health bar decrease is only temporary. Mercy is indeed a concept at From Software. Jumping Ghru, Dark Souls 3. The Jumping Ghru can just straight up die in a fire. Encountered in the swamps of Farron Keep in Dark Souls 3, the jumping Ghru simply hops around over and over, breaking your targeting lock with joyous abandon. If that weren't bad enough, the jumping Gru's grab attack can straight up destroy players at low health. That same grab is often repeated ad nauseum, prompting us once again to say, die in a fire, jumping Ghru. Bounding Demon of Izalith, Dark Souls. Jumping Ghru is the PG version of the Bounding Demon of Izalith. Found in Lost Izalith, the Bounding Demon is very, very tough to hit. The fact that it does lots of damage, including one certain unblockable attack, doesn't help. And as their namesake indicates, they can jump and smash the ground, which actually makes them a bit vulnerable. Just remember that this also makes them extremely good at closing the distance. Basilisk, Dark Souls series. Basilisks are some of the weaker enemies in the game, making them easy to kill. It's never that simple, of course. They generate heaps of smoke, which can instill the curse effect, instantly killing you. 2 basilisks alone can cause a lot of trouble if you're not paying attention, and really, there's not much to do but wait till the smoke dissipates. Serpent Men, Dark Souls 3. Archdragon Peak is home to all sorts of horrors, not the least of which include the Serpent Men. They're plentiful, can close distances very quickly, which makes healing tough, and some wield giant axes. Sometimes a Serpent Man will shoot fire or extend its neck to grab and smash you for massive damage. They're not incredibly tough to take down, but they've got a good amount of variety in their killing ways. Poison Statue, Dark Souls 2. This fairly innocuous foe is basically several poison-spewing statues on a slow-moving turtle. Striking the statues does no damage and you're constantly being hit by poison the whole time. The only real solution is to shoot the turtle in the face, with fire spells and arrows being especially useful. Otherwise, you'll go from curiosity to outright anger at being unable to damage it in the blink of an eye. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.